Alright, ladies and gentlemen, recording a game. Haven't haven't done this in a while. So this is on PandaNet or IGS, and I'm against 7Dan right now, playing as black. We'll see how this one goes. So usually, it's better to approach a 3-4 instead of a 4-4. I think that's just some theory that that pros have come up with. And yeah, so somehow they think the approach towards the 3-4 corner is more urgent than the approach towards the 4-4 corner, which I don't really understand why. So I'm just gonna make another approach here. It does feel like my opponent is like every move he spends just about the same amount of time. That is kind of suspicious, because usually that's how people who use AI, the style of people who use AI would play. And also this approach is very suspicious. I mean, I might be very possibly playing against an AI right now. So we'll see how that goes. Already feels very, very fishy. So I feel like my opponent is very, very strong, and then every move takes the same amount of time, about 20 to 30 seconds, for him to check what AI is thinking. Anyway, just gonna play properly, and then we'll see how it goes. So that extension here was obviously very big, which is answered by a big move here as well. I think I'll toggle coordinates. So what would you guys play as white in this scenario? You can pause the video and think about it. My opponent plays h17. That is quite a big move. Yeah, this is one of those games where every move becomes harder and harder to figure out. Very peaceful, very territorial focused game. And wow, okay. So since white did not answer on this side, I'm just gonna Hane on the second line. This Hane is providing me value and destroying whatever whatever white has. And now obviously, as we can see, there's obviously an invasion point that is very serious. So I am going to just play a 2-space extension to connect that back. So the game is very peaceful. I personally am not very good at this kind of games. And I'm not even sure about my d50 move. I think I probably should have extended back at d9 instead. But I guess d15 cannot be too bad. And my opponent plays another jump here. That's very calm, and then I think that's overly calm. What I'm going to do is just strengthen myself by playing the extension on the second line. Not only strengthens this M17 invasion, but also looks to invade the corner. And now this invasion was expected. We will first make sure that white cannot play a 2-space extension, and then we will just run towards center with white. So this attach, it's very interesting. So the first thing is that I cannot Hane, right? If I Hane, white extends back, and I'm over concentrated. I think that's the goal of white's attach here. So my feeling is that I should not Hane here. One thing comes to mind is to bump at c11. The other one is to extend back at c13. Those are two possible choices. If I push, white's gonna block. I will Hane, and white will Hane at c13. So that is probably the way to go. And I don't have too much time to really work on this. So I'm just gonna play c11. It's probably a questionable decision, because if white plays the c13 and I'm forced to basically play this one, and white has all kinds of Atari here. Oh, directly. Wow. Okay. So Atari on top looks like a must. First of all, this extending is not going to work. While Atari and Atari here. So I think the correct move is to just patiently extend out, because there's no way for white to capture these two guys, basically. If you Atari, I will connect. There's no immediate problems. And now I think I will just I'll just Atari the stone. So then becomes the race between these two guys and my two stones over here. I'm gonna push. There's a lot of reading to be done here. So white comes out, and I think the correct move is to attach. Yeah, so usually when you have opponent has this kind of shape, right? A big nice shape, attach is a good way for you to get out. So it seems like white has a lot of weaknesses. So there's no easy way to capture black. And here, this one I would just have to peacefully extend back, making sure I'm solid and everything. So at this point, I'd say the challenge is for black to get this group into safety. And then in terms of territory, black is okay. Like black has this side, black has the side over here. And now white is obviously working on some moves here. Okay, so I don't have too much time to think about these variations, so I'm just gonna extend, making sure I'm solid. So the Q9 is a very advanced type of moves. And I say most of the time, if you don't want to deal with the complexity of Hane, because if you Hane, white is gonna Hane at R8, and that's gonna cause problems. This one I am going to, if I play this one, white might just push out. Okay, I don't really have too much time to read things out. Probably should have Haned here. Yeah, I should have Haned here, I think. I have 18 seconds for 4 moves, so this is really, really hard. And then an extension, that's just very, very annoying. We're gonna defend like this. There's no tactical flaws. The problem is, as we can see, white is definitely getting bigger and bigger in the center. It's a big problem. So let's Hane right now to see what happens. We need to get this group into safety first. It does feel like a very difficult game. Moving on. And I have 2 seconds for 1 move. Wow. I have to be careful. I don't understand this Atari. It's isn't that just a lose of points? That's a big loss of points. Like, why could I Atari at this position? I think that's just a pure loss of points. And then is there a problem here? If I play here, white's gonna play this one. I think I will first get myself out. Maybe I'll Atari once, see what happens. Oh, white is probably gonna just play J17. So that's probably a bad move from my part. Oh, actually, never mind. So I'm gonna take the stone. So the faster I get myself safe, this group, the faster I can start invading the center. But now it's just not happening because because my opponent's not letting that happening. So I'm gonna have to jump. And this is quite painful because every jump white has here is gonna strengthen the center. So I think the problem is probably what I played over here was not it was not very well played. So right now all what I can do is to just try to struggle with this group. So let's first get ourselves an eye in the corner. And then we'll see what we can do. So this group has to live. And in the meantime, my center group also needs to live. So probably I played something bad, such that I'm in such a tough situation. Am I able even to live here? It's a very good question. So it looks like no. My reading is that I have to add a move, enable to live. But then there's this peep here. Yep. Feels like game over, to be honest. Just very, very difficult. Yeah, my group in the center is pretty much just killed. So probably this was a. But my reading is that this is just not. It's not gonna live, right? Without this move, it's not gonna live at all. All right, let's try something out. I don't know. My center is just killed. So yeah, white's gonna kill the center, and what I'm gonna do is to try to kill the corner here. Okay. We're gonna just connect. Not gonna make this Atari because it doesn't really do anything. And then this is just way too easy for white, to be honest. So I guess our last chance is probably just to make use of our dead group, hopefully get something back. But it seems like a very challenging thing. Yeah, it is very, very challenging. And there's Tiger's Mouth here. Yeah, it's very very tough, and this wedge already works, right? Yeah, that wedge already works, so I have to get out this way. So what I was saying, if I attach, white's gonna wedge, and then tactically I'm dead. Yeah, this is just way too hard. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I don't want to continue. So basically, this white group has no problem. This group obviously has no problem. It's like almost home. And if I'm unlucky, these guys might be killed. So just not enough to keep going. So we'll call it a day. Not sure if my opponent used software or not. It's possible. I can't tell right now. Maybe he's just really good. He's probably like 7 Dan and above. Overall had no chance. If I do a quick review, oh god, I have to do that thing. Yeah. So how do I do that again? Find users. No, I don't want that. There's a start. Yeah, start review. We're gonna keep it private, and we are going to check my last game. Private, right? So let's get started. The opening was okay. So what I was saying is that if black approaches here, this is less urgent than this approach. So in today's theory, you can actually Tanuki, right? If black double pincers, very easy for white to deal with this position actually. So that's the AI theory, which is why I approached the 3/4 corner. And then we play out this one. Seems very normal. Like every move has been very normal. All these moves are very calm. This move is very calm. It's very nice. That's how you should play out, right? First, fix your weakness while getting yourself territory. And then I think I just played pretty well. Like everybody played just very standard, very solid stuff. And then I would have extended up here instead of blocking here. I don't know what was going through White's mind, because it felt like this move gained me a lot of territory while destroyed a lot of territory that White has over here. And then White played another move. This move is necessary because otherwise there's a 3/3 invasion, right? So I covered this a few times in my basically in my either in my invader or some other videos, that this can be a problem potentially, right? So here I think even if black pulls back and just live, and then white is under some attack because of black's outside stones. Not to say that there are potentially things, other things, right? So potentially there might be this kind of problems if the ladder works. So I think fixing is definitely a great move. So if you encounter this situation, this is always a big move to play out. And I extended back. Okay, so that's a passive move, but it wasn't too bad, I guess. And then white plays another jump. Very solid. These two moves really don't look like that he's using an AI, so I'd say overall, I'd say it's just probably he's really strong. And then there's the double honey. I was expecting this way of playing. I think this should be also very, very good for white. So overall, I think my decision has been terrible. This bump is probably a problematic move. I don't know about the counter attack. What about this one? This could have been what I should have played. White will get himself out. And then black just somehow lives in here. Something like this. There's already some problems for white. So actually white cannot run out actually. Right, so if white runs out, this is kind of a Tsuji problem, right? Black has this kick. If white defends, black will play this one and then this one. So directly, it's not going to work, right? So doesn't matter what you play. If you play this one, white will just get out in a very very brutal way. And obviously, if you push this way, white can also play out this one. So at this point, black will first exchange the second line. So if white blocks, that's falling into a trap because now black can Atari. Now white has to save the 4 stones, right? White has to run, and then black can capture the corner. And then living here is not going to be a big challenge. So that's probably one of the solutions for black. So if white does not do anything, then this capture would be very serious. So I think maybe white will actually just get out. But then there's things that black can do to live. So maybe that's what I should have played, right? So extending back felt very passive. White just comes back, and this is probably also better than what I played in the game. Or black will play more efficient moves like this, right? So it's still a fight. Black can get out, but I'd say white just plays very well here. Like the direction of play is excellent. Like white is all facing a bright side when my stones are just running towards a very dark side. Very, very hard to deal with. Actually, I can't. I don't even know what's the solution without the help of AI. But the first thing comes to my mind is this one is not going to work because white will come back. When you extend, as we can see, all my stones are squeezed. White will keep telling me, hey, you're over concentrated. How about I make you more concentrated? You know, and then my stones look really, really concentrated, over concentrated here. Maybe it's still better than when I played in the game. Now I think about it. At least I'm alive, right? So there's an eye here. If white connects, there's probably a way to live, just locally, the life and death situation. So there's also the attach here, increasing my eye space. But what I played in the game was not. It was not acceptable. Probably that's where I lost the game. I think. I extended out, and then all these moves are at this point it's very difficult. Even if black can break out, look at what white plays. First, make use of my weakness here, and then place another move to exploit my weakness. This is a sente, right? There's no way I can ignore this and treat my group here. And then another jump, right? Very peaceful. So if white tries, so this is also an advice in your game. If you can seal something and you try just like this to seal, it's actually going to be disastrous for you because tactically this doesn't work, right? If white connects the outside, I'm able to capture the stone here. If white fix the weakness here, there's tons of problems, right? So there's this push, yeah, there's a lot of problems. It just looks very difficult, right? Or there's this one, right? So black can run uh, and run, and then, well, first of all, there's a ladder here, right? So this is already a solution. There are probably better solutions for black to get out. So when you can't seal your opponent, it's very important to stay patient and just jump outside. And then there's not much black can do. I extend it out. Probably a better move is to Hane here. Yeah, letting white connect and then I come out. But doesn't matter at this point. I think I'm just losing the game at this point. These moves are very well played. This one very questionable. I don't know why white plays this move. It's a point losing move, right? I connect everything back, and there's nothing white gained from this exchange. The loss of this point is actually huge. If ever white gets to play this, this is a huge move. So I don't know why white plays this one. This probably lost him a komi, at least a komi, right? This is 7 points and above. And then at this point, it's kind of hopeless for black. Maybe the last move is probably better to just jump. But the thing is, black is not alive here. Right? If black has to live like this, that's just GG right away, right? This white is able to guard the corner in center. So what I played was kind of okay, but it's just a losing game, right? So at this point, I probably should have resigned, right? If black connects, that's probably a 5Q problem. How to seal something? Well, many ways. I mean, even this jump works, right? You don't have to play anything fancy. This is just there's no way out for black, right? But even better move is to just net the group, right? If you play this one, there's not much black can do. Maybe a little wedge here, but it's not gonna serve anything significant. There's just no white just has no weakness outside. It looks like there's some weaknesses, but there's no weakness. So black is dead inside, and that's game over right there. So there's no point in looking at what happened after. So overall, this is a hopeless game. Did my opponent use AI? I don't know. I'd say very unlikely from the moves I see. Maybe he's just a very strong player. But still, I learned a lot in this local area. I hope you guys did it as well. So hopefully you like this game. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching. Talk to you guys next time.